saw benefits from the Games. And with the Games less than 2 weeks away now, the City of Vancouver is pulling out all the stops, making sure the Games go as smoothly as they can. And that includes having a protocol guide for some 600 city staffers who will be taking on official Olympic duties. The guide has some practical advice on things like make sure your socks are not too short and remember to smile gently with sincerity when greeting dignitaries. Well, for more on this, we're joined by Kimberly Law. She is a fashion etiquette expert, and she joins us from Vancouver for more on this. And Kimberly, first, are your socks not short or too short, or do you smile gently with sincerity? I mean, it's hard to keep track with all this stuff. There's a lot of information in this guide.
It is. There is a lot of information, and yes, I think my socks are at the right length, so I think I'll be okay in that area. And if I smile too much, please make sure you let me know.
Okay, yeah, perfume, all these things. I mean, hair, keep your hair tidy, but in style, I mean, it goes on and on. Is this just good basic information, basic etiquette, or does it go a little too far, do you think? Have you seen all the information in it?
Well, I haven't seen the whole manual, the policy manual, but I have seen part of it and had the opportunity to skim through it. There are some areas where they are going into a lot of detail. However, you know, I think they're looking at it as a business. The City of Vancouver is going to be welcoming the world, and they're looking at it as a business opportunity. So I think that the fact that they're looking at this as a business opportunity and they're trying to make sure that they cover every angle, I think is a really good thing.
Do people need it, though? I mean, no doubt there will be some who will be a little in awe with, you know, the level of people arriving for the Games, royalty, high-profile dignitaries of all sorts. So, is it good to have something that is a reference for people? And does it also say that, you know, this is important? How you look, the image you project is critical.
Well, it is critical. You know, people who have been around the workforce for a long time have an understanding of what's important when you are conducting yourself in a business situation. However, junior employees may not have had that same experience, same knowledge level. So I think it's important to clarify everything and put it down in black and white so that there is no confusion, basically.
Okay, so some of what has been put down in black and white, things like make sure your socks match your pants, don't gossip about your personal life, smile but not too much, keep your hair tidy but stylish, never say that's not my job, never think a job is beneath you or you shouldn't be doing it. Is this all good stuff, and what do you think is, you know, too much information? Does it go too far somewhere?
Well, some of the information is pretty subjective as far as your hairstyle. I mean, one person may have one interpretation of it and another person might have a different interpretation. But generally speaking, I think their goal in putting together this manual was to make sure that everybody is conducting themselves at the same level. And they could have gone a little more detailed and specific in some areas and probably a little less detailed and specific in other areas.
For example?
Well, the hairstyle thing, or you know, making sure your socks match your pants. I think actually you'd be surprised how many people socks don't match their pants. I mean, as business dress becomes more and more casual, people tend to dress down, and as they dress down, they tend not to think about those little details. So the fact that they are putting those details in black and white, I think, can be important. You know, for instance, men. I mean, how many times do you see, you know, men wearing sports socks with their pants rather than proper, you know, dress socks? Women, they may go a little overboard with their hairstyle or their hair color, or maybe wear a little bit too much makeup when they're in a business scenario situation. So it is important. You know, I think that maybe the interpretation of the smiling too much or not enough, that might be a little overboard. But other than that, I think what they're trying to get through to their staff members is really important.
Is it going to make people neurotic, do you think, to the point where some people arrive and say, you know, what's wrong with these Canadians? They seem, you know, preoccupied all the time. Or is this just, you know, standard issue for any large event that something like this comes out to help people?
Well, I think every Olympics in history has gone through some kind of protocol training, and Canadians are known for being nice, and we are nice, friendly people here in Vancouver and all across Canada. However, the question is, how worldly are we, and are we conducting ourselves in a way that is going to be perceived appropriate based on different cultures. So I think it is important that we have an understanding of different cultures and the way that they interpret different behavior and different dress, and I think it'll help us in the long run.
I guess you're speaking to that sort of global image that's out there, right, or what people deem to be normal. Yeah,
exactly.
It'll be interesting. A lot of people, no doubt, reading up on the protocol in that guide, so we'll be following it as well. Kimberly Law is a Vancouver-based image consultant. She's been joining us on this. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
To some other news now. Canada's top general in Afghanistan is getting ready to launch a new offensive against the Taliban. Brigadier General